And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Silver Lantern Archives. Today we are finally continuing on with Forged by Avernus. Our party is only just getting started and finding themselves in a little bit of a pickle. Things have happened, and more things are likely yet to happen, with two new party members joining in with us this week. One of them will be the player Yek, or not the player, the character Yek, a new wizard, and the other one has yet to be named as they joined 5 minutes ago. They will be our new druid. We will introduce them here in a moment. But they'll be trying to catch up, and unfortunately, our druid's not going to be on our overlay yet. But we'll be getting them on there as we can. But more importantly, y'all are here for the D&D, so let's find out where we've been before we head on. Dear Tilly, you are on the chopping block today. Tell us what's been going on.
Sure. So session one was a pretty fun start. We all began at the Silver Harp or at the Adventure Society, and we were sent off to the Silver Harp Inn to start investigating a murder. We were advised we had a contact within the Flaming Fist, Vera Straight, and that we would be running into a couple of people, Lauren Sunbright, and the description of them was very polite. They said that the sun's coming out of their ass is how they act. Leader of the party, we have Astrid, Veerthorn, and Celadron Silverdale are some highlighted names for the last time. We were offered 100 gold bounty for completing this quest. We made our way to the inn where we briefly spoke with our Flaming Fist contact, and the party did a bit of a split up. Three of us took a venture upstairs, while a few remained downstairs to speak with the patrons. Upstairs in the murder room, we found some notable things. There was a jewelry box that had some relatively average, not too expensive rings that looked very similar to the rings that the gentleman who'd been murdered was wearing. It also had a very pricey necklace in there, much more valuable than the rings. There was some scuffing on the windowsill, and from what we could kind of find from there, it looked like someone had left through the windowsill. The lock had been broken. I'm not 100% sure if it was from this incident, but there was a little bit of blood where the window met, kind of where it sealed up and the edge was. And there was a small amount of fabric hanging on the ledge that was a very dark forest green. We did find under the mattress a small leather bound book that was most likely a journal. We found a wine glass with some very weird kind of purple glittery wine in it, and a silver coin under the wardrobe that has a circle with a red triangle in it. We were able to deduce is from a criminal organization known as the Guild, is what the coin represents. So quick overview of what we found upstairs. On the downstairs, while all of this was happening, the party spoke with the kind of owner and proprietor of the bar, and I believe her daughter. They were trying to get a little bit of a feel for them to see if anyone acted a little strange, if there was any reason that somebody would want to end this merchant's life. The information everyone was able to gather was that he was not, no one was his biggest fan. Sounds like he was a little big fan of wine, not a big fan of people, and didn't treat people very well. We spoke with downstairs. We have a bard who's been playing some music. And from what was gathered, the bard seems more like this is their job and what they've been doing. There was a noble woman who not much luck was had with conversing with her, and Vera was able to get the younger gal kind of separated in the kitchen who seemed quite a bit uncomfortable with a lot of things. As we play, I'm sure Vera will weigh in on the thoughts and opinions of that. And that was most of the opinions come from Vera, from Felidar, who were the ones downstairs. And the last thing we kind of left off while we were talking in the kitchen where we'd met up with the party, I think it's Vera and Tilly who are there currently. We started looking in the journal, and we were able to realize that the journal is written in code because the journal is all about wine, which seems interesting. And so far, the only code we've really found was, I think it's Verena, just Vrena is what we found in the code. And at this point, none of us have been successful enough to figure out what this wine is. We know it's wine and it's got glittery purpleness to it, but none of us can figure out the wine. And I think that that goes through very quickly what we did last session.
What was the word you saw?
Was it Vrena, the word that we saw so far?
Or
I thought it was the name of the barmaid. I think it was like I thought it was Brenna.
Was it Brenna? Did I write it down wrong?
I think it was Brenna.
I
That
put
sounds
down
right.
Vrena, but maybe okay.
Because I don't
Then
know
we'll go
who you're
Brenna.
talking about, so I think it was Brenna.
Okay. Then I just made up a name. We these notes are old, but we that's so far all that's what we found in the journal, and that was I think I covered everything. If I missed anything, someone please weigh in. It's been a little bit, but yeah.
I got nothing to add.
Alrighty. Then we are going to return to Vera and Tilly. Technically, Rasmir is still there talking to y'all, but the player is not here today, so they're going to be off screen for the most part.
Mhm. All right. You
Um,
know, lean up against the wall and just sort of have her bow her head in thought and think about it. Hmm. Brenna. She has been rather. She seemed like she was paying a bit too much attention to the glass, just cleaning the same one over and over again. She didn't swap any of the glasses, so she definitely knows more than she let on.
that's the only one down here so far. Her name's in the book. She's been acting a little weird. So, do we want to try and talk with her alone? Do we want to see if Felidar or anyone else has any thoughts since they didn't follow us back here, or are we just leaving them up to whatever they're doing?
Mm, I say we play dumb, but not too dumb. I say we put the book back where we found it. Because whoever was looking for it, well, they're going to try and make sure that we didn't find anything. And, well, we want them to think that they got away with it. But at the same time, we want to just leave that little bit of doubt that maybe we didn't find anything. Maybe their secret is safe. Because these kind of people, they always tend to go back to where the crime was committed, just to make extra sure that they got away with it. Paranoia
I
is a hell of a thing.
don't disagree. I don't want you to think that I don't love what you're saying because I do. Um, However, just a few thoughts. We're pretty confident that somebody hired someone from the guild to execute this person. And while we were going through the room, I don't remember there being any signs of the room being ransacked or looked through. That was something that seemed a bit strange. We found this box with the jewels and that necklace. Um, it didn't look like the mattress wasn't overturned. I was under the impression that one of the patrons paid the guild to have this person murdered. I don't know if they'll be returning there to look for the book because I don't know if they know that the book exists. that make sense? Or am I?
No, no, that makes sense. However, we want them to think that we found at least a little something that indicates guilt, but we don't have the hard evidence behind it.
Um,
Because,
Give me one sec, Vera. Let me go grab the others out in the bar area just so they know what we're doing because the worst that would happen is we do this and not everyone's in on the plan and then we get caught. Is that okay?
yeah,
Chili's just gonna try and slide way back over here
Well, you're heading
and
out this way. We're going to check back in
uh,
Faladar before we jump over to the other party. Faladar, what are you up to, my dear?
Uh, I'm probably just waiting for word from the others. My talk with the bartender didn't go so well, so I'm just kind of waiting to see what the other if the others managed to get anything else.
Alrighty, Tilly, are you just going to get Faladar, or are you trying to recover the other people that are supposed to be working with you?
the hope was to kind of get everyone, just because get everybody on the same page. Probably start with Faladar and ask the guy from the Flaming Fist if the others have shown up yet, since we were told we're waiting for them, I believe, just to see if they've popped by or not.
Alrighty. Give me just a second. Alrighty, so we are going to return as we go check in with Briar and Yek. Briar, you and Yek are standing on the corner of the street after doing a good bit of looking around the area, seeing if anything looks dastardly out of sort. You don't really haven't found much of anything, and y'all have been circling back towards the inn. But as you are going, you see a striped cat come walking, trotting right up to the wizard, the elven wizard you know by the name of Seldrin. You see him crouch down to give the cat some scritches on the top of the head. The cat begins to meow at him, and he seems to nod, understanding it. And after a few moments, he looks up. Oh, it looks like the other group has arrived at the inn and has started investigating. We should probably send at least some help to inform them of what's going on. Anyone want to go take that? He
I
looks
don't
like
mind taking it.
Yes, I will go as well.
there is a nod. Then Viera and Astrid and I will remain here and keep an eye out, see if we can find anything else in the area. I think you're going to be looking for. What was he? As he leans down and says something to the cat against, who begins to meow at him. There is a horned individual by the name of Faladar at the bar. He'll lead you to the other group.
Very
All
well.
right. Oh, my voice caught in my throat there.
Bramble here will get you back quickly. We did go quite a ways. You hear a meow from the cat on the ground, and it starts to trot up the street.
We'll follow.
Going
Yeah.
with him yet? Okay. Then the two of you very quickly find your old way back, not taking the main roads, but slicing through some back ways and get back to the inn within a couple minutes. And you find yourselves walking in. Can I get a description from both Yek and Briar as y'all walk in and Faladar turns to see you arriving?
You want to go first?
You go ahead.
Okay.
If you're not ready, I can go. Okay.
You can go.
Okay. All right. So Yek is an orc, and it's rare to see a full-blood orc in the city. But when he enters, you notice that you have to look twice to make sure he's not a half orc. He's a full-blood orc, and he's older. He's got like white hair and a white beard, and he's got like crows around his eyes, and he's wearing a white robe, which you notice is very clean for someone who's been out and about. It seems like it's cleaner than it should be. Um, and you also notice that he's got a crossbow at his side. Um, and when he enters, he scans the room looking for Faladar.
You'll see from Briar a heavily fey-touched satyr with a kind of lamb-like ears off to the side of the head, a walking stick at their side. It's more like it's kind of like a shepherd's crook with bells hanging off of it. Their fur is and fur and hair is kind of like this fluffy sheep's wool, and kind of wrapped in very colorful drapes, and at their hip is a bag full of art supplies and balls of yarn.
Okay. As y'all walk in, the two of y'all see most of the same people that were here when you arrived. You see the patrons, you see the Flaming Fist member y'all first worked with. When you arrived here, he remained behind to make sure nobody ran about alongside Lorian. You don't actually see Lorian, so you don't know where he's run off to, but you do see someone new. Faladar, can I get a description of your character?
Faladar, from the distance, you think he might be like a tiefling, just from how his body and poise are. But when you get a closer look, you see something interesting. It's kind of hard to describe. It kind of looks like the halfway point between an elf and a human, but not like a half elf. He has pale white skin, pale white hair, and the horns, when you look closely, look like branches that are sprouting jagged out from his head. He's wearing like a leather armor and tunic with a lute at his side, as well as several different kinds of books on him. You see him drinking at the bar.
Briar will trot up, and just kind of look over your shoulder and um, are you Valadar?
Hmm? I kind of turn and look over, like, uh, and who is asking?
Briar, we were led here by Bramble.
You
We
hear
were
the
told
small.
you meet.
Oh, go ahead, yeah.
We were told. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You're good.
We were told to meet you here.
I should have led with that.
Oh, yes, you're the assistants coming. You're the ones coming to help us with the thing. Yes. I kind of like point over to the side and point to the flaming fist guy. If I remember correctly, it's this guy over here, right?
Yeah, it's Drake.
Yeah, I point over to him as like, talk with him.
Oh, all right. Brought over to the individual that I pointed at.
You see Drake raise an eyebrow because you have talked to Drake in the past. He doesn't seem to know what you're supposed to talk to him about.
I don't know either.
Yeah, you could clearly see Faladar kind of just led you over to him just while he waits for the rest of his group.
Did you just do that to get rid of us?
Partially. I honestly, I'm not. I assumed the flaming fist was our handler for this job.
Oh well, we were told to go find you.
It is at this point Tilly walks in the room.
Yeah, Tilly will just kind of stroll in looking for Faladar and then see, like, over here, probably see the others.
I
uh,
point over. I point my thumb back to them and say, "Hey, Tilly, our backup's here."
no, that's absolutely perfect. Well, Faladar, hi, others, Tilly. We're meeting back just around the corner. you all want to follow me, I can show you where we're at and we can go over everything. And just kind of look Faladar and be like, how about you come next time? Then
I do apologize about last time, but yes, I'll be there. Let's go.
yeah, really just assume everybody's going and she's already taken off.
Oh, Briar will bound after you.
Yes.
Were we given any intel of the job?
Y'all are investigating a murder.
Okay.
Y'all can hear the soft padding of bramble following behind.
I point down for them to follow Tilly.
Sure.
You heading through yet?
Yeah, I'm definitely following.
Sorry, I was waiting to see if you went through the door. Where are you going?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not used to this. Do I go this way?
No, you see the door where Bramble is right behind you?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it opens up a new room.
Yay! If you go
Okay.
north, you'll see the others.
Okay. Thank you. I'm
You're stuck.
This is my first time on Roll20.
No worries, you're good.
Thank you.
That's why I'm pointing you in the direction. Bramble's here to lead you where you need to be. Yak's a bit old and has difficulty with direction. And he's like, oh, going this way. No, oh, we're going this way. Faladar, you see this cat look up at you.
That way. Second door on the right.
You get me out at. You get the distinct feeling you're being sassed by a cat.
It's not the first time, so sadly I can't eat this one. I say as I seem to be monologuing.
The cat narrows their eyes at you.
It's nothing personal. It's just how I was raised.
You were raised on eating cats.
And then you hear, as you're walking along that way, Faladar, the cat looks up at you and you hear a voice come from the cat. And he goes, please don't eat my familiar.
Oh, it's a familiar. Okay, that makes things less complicated.
As the cat speaks in common, apparently.
Oddly, not the weirdest thing Faladar's ever seen, but eh.
So they would go, oh dear, look, I've got Faladar and the rest of our group. So here we are. Again, I'm Tilly. This is Vera over here. You've evidently already met Faladar. And you are both of you and the cat.
Briar.
I am Yek.
The cat meows.
Well,
The cat's name is Bramble.
lovely to meet you all.
Nice.
Give a little wave to Bramble.
Oh, hang on, two voices. Ak, then Briar.
Oh, just a little wave to Bramble. Oh.
Pleasure to meet you.
Bramble's over sitting at the door.
Oh, guard cat.
Well,
Vera,
we were just
Vera gives a little bit of a grunt and continues pacing back and forth impatiently, sort of massaging her halberd as she's kind of itching for something to do.
So, what have you discovered here?
um, few things. Few things, yep. And then the Tilly would basically give the recap that I gave of what we found upstairs and pull out the journal and show the coin that's the guild's coin and show the jewelry box that has the rings and necklace and everything in there. And then just kind of give a layout of the kind of murder scene upstairs and let Briar and Nick know that it was Tilly and the others who went upstairs and that Vera and Faladar stayed downstairs. So they would know the most about the people and pass on to them.
Faladar, Was someone acting suspicious downstairs?
When you walked in,
Um,
or are you asking them?
I'm sorry.
You asking the DM
I
or the
think
players?
they're
Yek was
asking me.
asking Faladar.
Okay, never mind. I'm shutting up.
Besides some noblewoman I met down, besides some noblewoman, there wasn't really much downstairs. I'm
There-
fairly certain she could read minds.
What gave you that impression?
Uh, well, mainly just from how she looked at me, how when I had like a certain thought, she seemed to twitch and smile like she was playing with me.
Did you
You ever talk
feel?
to?
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Did you feel as though? Did you know for sure that she read your mind afterwards?
Not really. Not really. When someone's that egotistical, you can't tell if they actually know something or they're just being a prick.
And who is this woman?
In a week, it's been a couple weeks. I can't remember her name. Okay, fuck, I don't even think I got her name.
Are we allowed to go
Yeah,
upstairs and look around?
Of course, you're more than welcome to. Fury, did you want to give them what you went through with the bard and everyone else? And we could always let them know our thoughts right now, and then they can feel free to take a look around.
1 second. I'm gonna have Vera move towards the door of the on the opposite side of the room and give a bit of a listen, because know that the other girl, the nervous girl, came through this door, wanting to see if I can hear anything through the door.
Roll me perception. Let me see. You do not hear anything.
Is the door locked?
Yes, it is. But
Hmm.
you also heard it lock when she went through.
Hmm. Well, for one, the lady who just went through this door seemed awfully nervous and wasn't exactly open to talking. I think she might have been threatened by somebody or something. She definitely wasn't the kind to. Oh shit! Briar just went right on top of me.
Oh
Oh, I'm
no!
sorry.
Oh no. Okay, there we go. And hmm. And well, Brenna, the barmaid. The journal makes mention of her, but doesn't say anything specific about her. But she was.
Do note that's because y'all haven't decoded the journal. Y'all looked a little bit and saw, oh, there's a code. I think that's what that says. So you haven't
Oh,
actually read the journal.
I thought that was what we discovered at the end of the last session, was the fact that we saw her name written in the code.
Yeah, that's all you saw
That's as
of the
far
code.
as,
Y'all
yeah,
didn't actually decipher
that's as far
anything
as
else
Tilly.
Oh, okay.
because it would take y'all time to do.
Yeah. Going off information, of what we currently know is that it just mentions Brenna, and she wasn't exactly. She was paying a lot of attention to that particular glass that she was cleaning over and over again, and she was definitely feigning concern over the death, but I don't think she was as forthright about it.
Can I take a look at that journal?
By all
Of
means,
course.
stump the rest of us.
I don't think it stumped us. I just didn't have time to really look into it for but a few minutes. So I'm
Yeah, given
Can,
time,
more
Tilly
than
can
happy
decode it.
to,
She just needs about an hour.
yeah, we figured that out. Yeah, I just haven't, Tilly hasn't had the time to decode the whole thing. I think my above table, my role was successful to do it. It just takes time. But she
uh,
definitely handed over to, yeah, without issues. It's not
can
hiding
I,
anything.
by looking at it, can I tell how long it would take me to decode it?
Roll me a Investigation. With advantage, because there's a code there to look for.
13 plus would be a 20, a dirty 20.
In future, if you just click on the word investigation within your
Oh, my character sheet. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, no problem.
hang on.
Do you want me to go ahead and do that on this roll? So if it's with advantage, how would I represent that?
Technical difficulty. Alrighty. Yak, you look over it, and with the information, knowing there is a code, you're definitely getting a view of it, but to fully decode it take probably about an hour of writing things out, moving things around, and just decoding everything.
Would Yek know how long it's been since the murder, or
Nobody's asked of yet, I don't think. But the general concession is some point last night.
Yeah. Look, table. I thought when we got him, that was what we got from either the Flaming Fist or they let us know before we left the Adventurers Guild. But maybe I'm making that up. That is also possible.
I don't think you ever got the exact time, but it was last night at some point.
Do you
From
mind
what I
if
was... Sorry, go ahead.
do you mind if we sniff around the murder scene?
Please do. If you want to look at the murder scene, I'm happy to work on this book. If or if Yek wants to, or if you want to see the scene and speak with people, Yek and Friar, Saldar, if you want to look at the murder scene, I can try and work on this. If we can buy me an hour, I think I could get through it and decode it.
I can see if I pick up any sense.
Or Yek, if you just want to work on the code, you can do that, and I can talk to its patrons, whatever everyone feels best suited for. I don't want to make any call out any names or say anything until we've had time to kind of get the lay of what we think's happened. I don't think it's the best idea to just go accusing people of hiring a skilled assassin to murder someone without maybe a little more information. I think that's all we have kind of leaned towards. You'll see at the windowsill, you can see kind of the scratches and scuffs and everything. And we have this fabric, and she'll lay out maybe on the table beside the book and the little box of jewelry, the green fabric thing that they have, the kind of dark forest green of it, and say this is kind of what we've gathered. And the coin's a member of the guild, so if you want to look and talk to people, more than happy to stay back, or however we want to do this. We're all in this together.
Did the murder happen in this room?
Oh no, it's upstairs.
We're just having our meeting here in case of prying ears.
I see.
I didn't,
And
I didn't want
Speaking of
people to
which,
see me going through the book. Part of it too.
you said there was blood on the windowsill?
Yes.
The hands. Will anybody in the bar have bandages on their hands?
I don't know. I haven't talked to anyone in the bar yet. I've only been to the room and then focused on the book.
Can
At
I
that
pull
point,
from my
you'll
memory?
hear a knock on the door.
Come in. She's gonna act like she lives here.
If you'd
Hello.
excuse me, it's almost time for dinner, and we need to serve. Where's Alice run off to?
Wait, Billy will point towards the door. She locked it behind her, from what we understand. I think Vera scared her off.
Oh, I see. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll need to finish the dinner then, so I can get it served out to everyone. Will you be joining us for dinner?
But you would love to join you all for dinner. I think we all would. Would you possibly have a room that I could maybe just sit down and work on my notes in, just kind of away from everyone? Noise distracts me. I'm a little scatterbrained.
Of course, we should have a room up on the second floor. If you go in, hmm, first door on the right should be open.
Sounds wonderful. I think our new friends are going to kind of look over the other room as well, and I can always show them that room and go in the other one and start kind of putting all my thoughts on paper.
Of course.
I'd like to look at her hands. Have
Okay.
like spare a chance to glance at her hands, see if there's any bandages or anything on it, any kind of
No.
none. Okay. So she
They look a little calloused, but she works as an innkeep. That's not exactly surprising.
okay.
And
Can you,
Friar's gonna.
as you look over, can I get an insight?
Oh, okay.
You do notice as you are walking past, and she shuffled over to the pick up the work that was left behind by Ellis earlier. There is a furrow of the brow, as if she's confused by something. But you see it disappears as she sets to work.
Hmm. Interesting. Uh,
Uh, Thanks for your hospitality. If anyone is going upstairs, I can show you the way to go. And Tilly will just kind of make her way back towards the stairs to go up there.
I will follow
Friar.
you.
Okay.
all right. So
Uh,
as Vera
is
leaves,
it-
she sort of looks over her shoulder to where she's preparing. And say, sloppy work, and walk out.
Excuse me?
it,
You're gonna keep walking.
Faladar, what are you doing?
Uh, Faladar takes a second as he looks over the barmaid. His suspicion seems to end as he goes out and joins the others.
Fair.
Crap, where did they go?
To the right. Keep going south.
Oh.
I'd also like to take a look at the bard as we pass by, see if she's got any tears on her clothes.
She does not.
Pristine, lovely.
Alrighty. Let us get the party upstairs. Thanks. Delete. Load, please. Front. Alrighty. Here we go. Let me move you on the map. Move.
so I did have one quick question while we're up here. When you said first door on the right, are you meaning this one right here?
First door
Oh,
on the right.
Tilly will go way up here and point out this room to everyone up in this section, so they know where the room is, and just kind of say, "This is the room you're looking for, right here, over to the right." So that's where
As Yek
everything is.
tackles a statue.
Yep. Oh, that statue looked at Yek wrong. It deserved it.
Tilly, do you know if
Oh,
animals are allowed in the establishment? I don't want to alarm anyone.
oh, you are completely fine. You're with us.
All right.
Unless you have like a squirrel in your pocket that you're going to throw out. I don't know about that. They're serving food, but I think just if you mean yourself, you're fine.
Okay then. I'm gonna wild shape into a big old floofy sheepdog.
Alrighty. You are a doggo now.
I'd like to sniff around, like sniff the tattered fabric, and then see if I can follow that scent.
Alrighty. Roll me a perception check.
I assume I can use the Mastiff's keen hearing and smell.
Yep.
All right.
And it would use your perception, not theirs. Because you're still using
Correct.
your wisdom. As you give it a sniff, snort, where are you actually sniffing? Are you going to sniff the fabric that Tilly has, or where are you sniffing? Which is different?
The fabric that Tilly has.
As you give it a sniffer snorf, you start to get an idea of what kind of sense this little bit of fabric is. And you've got some really earthy tones, a little bit of what smells like alcohol. And those are the two main scents you're getting. Oh, also, there's a little bit of a salty scent.
And if I can, then I'll trot past the two of them and go over to the window, see if I can follow it.
Alrighty, roll me another perception.
All right. Come on, big rolls for Big Dogger. Yes.
Alrighty. As you give the sniffing of sniffs, you are trying to figure out what exactly has been going on, and you do pick up a scent. That button. You smell that same scent. It's a little faint, but that scent goes through this room and out the window.
Didn't quite think this through. I don't know how to communicate. Uh,
The problems of all
I'll
druids.
yeah. Uh, Briar will turn around and like paw at Yuck, kind of
Yes.
take him by the cloak and kind of like drag him outside.
Yuck, you're being
Are we
kidnapped by
on?
a dog.
Are we on the second story?
Yes, you're on the second floor.
And um, when I look down, can I see anything on the ground at all? Like maybe
Roll me that good perception.
perception.
Bark, bark.
It looks, you've got a lot of grass and dirt down there. A couple stone pavings, but nothing of note. It's about a 2 foot drop. Not a 2 foot drop. About, from the bottom of the windowsill, probably about a 13 foot drop. Maybe 15. 15 is what I want. 15, yeah.
Hmm.
Each floor is about 10 feet tall. You have a little bit of intrusion and a little bit up. That's from the windowsill itself.
But we could jump down there. I guess we could go around and see. I want to get a better look and see if there's any attacks down there.
Okay. You don't see anybody from your vantage point. Um, you could jump out the window. It might hurt, but you could also just walk downstairs.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna walk down.
Alrighty.
First, I'm gonna see if Briar wants to which way she's going, and I'm gonna follow.
Is Briar a girl or a guy?
Briar,
I think Briar's a guy, isn't he?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Briar is gender fluid.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna see which way they're going, and then see if they're trying to give me a signal of which way to go.
Briar seems to be trying to drag you outside.
Okay. Let's go around the front.
So
I will
Briar-
also, on the way down. Valadar, is that how you pronounce your name? I'm gonna assume that's how you
The
pronounce your name.
technical pronunciation is Faladar.
Faladar, okay. A big ol' sheepdog will walk up to you and start dragging you too.
I follow.
Yeah, Briar's gonna head outside to where that window was. Start sniffing.
Alrighty. Well, they are on the way down. Tilly, what are you up to?
Tilly's working on that book. That was why she wanted a room to herself. Or not to herself, but just a room away from where patrons can see. So just trying to decode.
Fair. I was just curious. I had a feeling that's what you're doing, but I double checked. But that brings us to the other three, as Vera has stepped away for just a moment. But you three make it downstairs, go out around, and y'all find yourselves around the side of the building. What would y'all like to do upon arrival?
I'd like to try to pick up that scent again.
Roll me another perception.
Alright. Net 20.
You're seeing it is a little hard because it has rained recently. Everything down here is a little bit muddy. But as you're sniffing amongst the scents, you are getting that smell again, and it seems to be moving away from the inn. Well, it moves around back, but
I'm gonna point with my paws and like gesture my head to like follow me.
Okay. I will
Then
follow.
then I'll start.
Briar the dog does the classic. They went that way, boss.
Yes. Very cartoon.
But as y'all start to go, following the nose of Briar, you move around the back, past the back of the stables, and then you see it leads off into the city itself. It looks like it's taking a winding path, and it is getting harder to follow the further away you get. How far are you going to follow?
Until I find maybe another scrap of fabric or anything that would be recklessly left behind.
It's getting much harder as you're moving through the main streets at this point, and there's a lot of people moving this way and that. You don't think if anything was left behind, if you'd still be able to.
All right, then I'll
But you
stop,
do still
turn
have this.
around. I do still have the scent that I'm going to follow it until I lose it.
You also are missing party members because you are going a ways away. Do you wish to continue following? Because you're already maybe 10 minutes away from the.
Oh, if we're 10 minutes away, I don't want to leave Tilly and Vera. I'll just clock mentally where the scent was left, like where we are.
As best
then,
you are able to guess, this seems to be heading towards the docks.
Okay. I will clock that and drop out of my wild shape.
Gotcha.
I think they're heading toward the docks.
Okay. Let's go back and meet with the others.
Yeah.
All right. Start walking back.
It takes a little while to get all the way over there, but you are able to do so without too much problem. But upon arrival, you see dinner is being served down on the first floor. Are y'all going to remain there, or are y'all going to go head up to check with Tilly?
We should probably tell Tell Tilly that dinner's ready. And Vera.
Sorry.
Bear's with y'all just off screen. Hey, just
Oh, okay.
walk back.
Yeah, I just fuck. Sorry.
Well, let's see if Tilly found anything. How long has it been? About 30 minutes or so?
About half an hour, yeah.
So is that body still in that room?
Yep, still there.
Yeah. It'll be rotting soon. And they're gonna be wanting to take it away.
Yeah, to bury it. Could we go? Can I go investigate it a little more?
Yeah, are we
And
gonna
just
follow that, or are we gonna go to talk to Tilly? Which way are we going?
Billy.
Tilly.
Yeah, because we already looked the body up and down quite a bit
oh,
last
you did?
time. Yeah.
You
Got a
didn't find
stab
anything?
wound. Very clean stab wound, from what I remember. Not a whole lot of
Tilly put her
struggling.
hand in it.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, she put her hand in it.
You put your hand in the corpse.
Yeah, I think it was
Yep.
more of a finger than a hand.
She's- She was trying to investigate, but ended up having to accidentally put her hand in it. It didn't go well, but she did her best.
Alright, so which room is Tilly in? She's in this one?
Yeah.
Briar will go up and knock on the door with their crook.
Tilly would just go, 1 moment, and put the book away and then open the door.
You'll see the small satyr. Dinner is ready, and we were wondering if you found anything.
Well, I've made progress, but I probably need, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes to a half hour longer to just finish it up. But I'm getting close, finding lots of words.
Words are good.
You want to
Do
know
you
the
want to?
words in specific you have found, Tilly?
I feel like Tilly would be pretty dedicated to just getting through the whole thing. Should just be like, just 30 more minutes and I will, where are we, 30 more minutes and I'll come downstairs. Is that okay? Or is there something else to do?
So we can bring you up some food too.
That would be so nice of you. Yep, I would love that. I think Tilly's like above table, one of those when she starts to focus, she's highly
Oh,
focused
yep.
on things. So, just kind of into her moment. So, yep. And you've probably already lost her attention. Gonna go back to her book.
Okay. I'll go back downstairs then.
Yeah, I guess we'll let her work and we'll go eat.
Alrighty. We shift on back
Don't
downstairs.
don't forget to close the door. The last thing she would yell at you.
Shut it!
I close the door on the way out.
So y'all come back. You'll see that Brenna is back behind the bar, and the younger woman Ellis has is serving people food.
How many people are there total? It's just the icons that are there.
Yeah.
I'll take a seat at the bar.
Taking a passive glance around the bar, there's nobody who had the same similar fabric that I smelled earlier.
There are two other people wearing green. The elvish looking woman that's sitting at the bar currently is wearing that same dark green, as well as the middle-aged woman who's sitting alone at a table working on some papers.
Right. Do their clothes look all together? Is there no tears?
Not that you can see.
All right.
The elven woman's clothes look a little more travel worn than the other. It looks like one of them, the lady down to the south, is definitely some kind of nobility. She has much finer clothes than everybody else here.
Yeah, Briar might just keep their distance from them. They're a little scrappy.
Alrighty. So, what would the party like to do?
Say, get some grub.
For those that sit down, you are given a mug of mead, or not mead, ale, and a bowl of. It's not a soup. It's not a broth. What is it?
A stew.
Thank you, stew. Yes, I had the same issue last time. Like I know exactly what it looks like, but I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, it's stew.
It's soup but chunky.
It's exactly what it is.
Chalky soup.
But everybody
Tell you-
that sits down is given food. Baladar isn't, as he's standing in the corner, and Briar's keeping his distance, so they won't.
Vera will look at the barmaid and ask, "Do you have anything spicy
It depends on
for
what
a
you're looking
drink?
for.
Like a wine, a spicy wine, something like iron and fire."
Let me see. How old are you?
20. I believe she's 26.
Race?
22. She's 22. Dragonborn. She sort of flicks her scales a little bit and
You
flexes
see
part.
she reaches under the bar and bangs a massive thick book on the table and starts flipping through it.
Oh my gosh, this is the exact same thing my DM pulled when we were doing Call of the Nether Deep. Because of how many different races we had when we were at the bar.
But she seems to be double checking your race to make sure you're legally allowed to drink. Let me find. They do have a bottle of fire wine if you are interested.
Yes, let's go with that. And of
It
course
is
some of that.
7 silver a bottle.
Alright. I'll flick down 1 gold.
You see, she calls out for Ellis to go retrieve some fire wine, and the girl immediately scurries out of the room.
Interesting.
She'll be just a
Ah,
moment. Oh, she didn't go out the door. She went downstairs.
I was gonna say, would I remember having fire wine out on campaign during my time as a soldier?
Probably not. I mean, it's pretty common.
Mm,
But wine would be more of a rarity.
mm,
The most soldiers prefer ales and meads and whatnot.
yeah.
And if I
Okay.
remember correctly, your commander had a thing for wine.
Yes.
He'd want better wine than this. This is the common. You'd heard of it as it's one of the favorites for the common folk, so you'll see it from time to time.
Yeah, because
Because
that
it's
was one of the things about her backstory is that her commander was also her father, and that's why she was.
yeah. So you've probably heard of it. He had better wines than this, but it wasn't. He didn't shit on or anything. It's a good wine, but it's not near
Yeah.
as good as the elven stuff. When you have elves that can make wine for 500 years,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard to beat that.
Understandable. Still, it's just a little something I was curious about. Okay, Cool beans.
But yeah, it is a. You do know it is a popular choice with those that the commoners. It's a relatively cheap wine. It's not as cheap as like ale or something, but it's for those that want a little bit of kick. It gives you good bang for the buck.
Okay.
Oh, maybe we should wait to go upstairs to tell Tilly about the docks.
Yeah, I think it would be best not to disturb her walking work.
Are there any conversations going around that
Not
could
too
maybe
much.
snoop on?
Everybody's.
All right.
Nobody seems to want to be here right now, but they're stuck.
Mm.
All
Oh,
in this
yeah,
room, save
'cause-
for y'all. So nobody's very happy they're currently eating. There's some conversation, but nothing of true interest.
All right.
You do hear Brenna look over look over at you, Briar. Something going on over at the docks?
Oh, just we took a stroll over there.
Oh, let me see.
Just deer in headlights look. Their pupils are also kind of like a goat's as well, so very not startled, but I guess surprised that they even talked to them.
Okay. A few
Is that the
minutes. Oh, go ahead.
is that the barkeep that asked the question?
Yes. Brenna, the one behind the bar.
Is she acting like suspicious about it?
She seemed actively curious. It's at that point you see the young woman return with a bottle, and Brenna steps over to take it from her before moving back to hand. I believe it was Vera that was getting it.
Yes.
As you, would you like a glass?
No, just the bottle.
Then you are handed it over.
Sort of takes it, uncorks, smells deep.
It has a very strong, spicy scent. It is also a red wine.
Does it have any semblance to the wine that we were smelling earlier?
No.
None whatsoever. Okay.
This seems stronger, more alcoholic than the other one. The other one felt more of a dessert wine.
Ah, that's good though. Take a swig of it.
It's got some kick to it. It's not going to get you drunk quickly. Not like the stronger drinks, but for wine, it's pretty strong.
Not like dwarf.
It's not Dwarven Gutbuster.
Okay.
But it is a decently made wine. Probably human made.
Ah, that hit the spot. I'm gonna wait a little bit.
It takes a little while before you see Ellis starts taking bowls from people and disappearing back into the other room.
Oh, almost forgot. Can we get another bowl for upstairs,
Of
please?
course. For your friend?
Yes.
Of course, we. She hands it over. She still seems a little distracted, like her mind's going a mile a minute, but she does give you a kind smile.
Is something bothering you?
Somebody's been murdered in my inn, of course.
Right. You should have thought of that.
Did you say you should have thought of that?
No, I should have thought that she would be bothered by it.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you weren't going. You should have thought of that before you made it in. Somebody would be
No,
murdered.
no, no, no.
Excuse the fuck out of me. What kind of sheep
Oh,
man is this?
oh, thank you, Briar. You just gave me an idea.
Oh no. What did I do?
But yes, you are given another bowl. You are also given utensils and a cup of water on a tray. Make sure she drinks up.
Will do. Should we head back upstairs?
Yes, she should be ready by now.
Barry's gonna start a fight in the background while y'all are upstairs. That's what it sounds like.
No, I'm not gonna start a fight. But you asked me like you should have thought about that. I'm like, oh, that gives me an idea. See if I can't do something.
So,
Yeah, Briar's gonna head upstairs before they start a fight.
No, I'm not gonna start a fight.
who's staying upstairs? Who's staying downstairs?
I will tag along with Briar as I have been doing.
Gotcha. Felidar and Vera, are y'all remaining behind? Or going upstairs to see what Tilly has discovered? It's been about half an hour since y'all seen them.
Faladar will stay downstairs. You're just gonna keep an eye on everyone downstairs.
Yeah, Vera will do the same.
Alrighty. Then we are going to go check in with Team Upstairs. As Vera and Felidar are both downstairs. But Yek and Briar, you make it upstairs relatively easy. You are not attacked on the stairs, you do not trip.
Oh, good. Holding soup, I don't want to spill it over myself. We'll clip clop on the door again.
Tilly get through decoding everything
Yes, Tilly has finished.
by now.
Just by about a minute.
I think Tilly would. Okay, she was just fling the door open, looking absolutely insane for a second, and be like, "Oh, I figured it out. Yep, got it." And be like, "Okay, come in, squeeze in, come on, I'll go over it with you." Kinda
Briar
grab
will
Briar and pull Briar right in the room.
put the soup in your hands, or
You have a whole
stew,
tray.
whatever it is. Oh, I'll hand over the tray. It's
Tilly
still
would like
warm.
look at the tray. That's so nice. And she just set the whole tray down and grab the book and be like, "All right, here we go. This is what I found." Um, and go over what she's decoded.
There's a lot of information on in here, financials, dealings, a lot of bribes, investments, all kinds of stuff. Farron is a dirty motherfucker. He doesn't treat people that well. He has a lot going on. The things that stand out to you are as follows, and I will have them written. I'll post them in chat here in a second. I'm reading first. The first, Brenna, 100 gold loan, 70 gold outstanding, considering forcing forfeiture. Later on in the book, smuggling operations, profits up 15% this month. Another one, Dalen is becoming a liability. If he crosses me again, I will deal with him myself. Another note, meeting with a flaming fist contact tomorrow night. Ensure Ellis doesn't talk. And the last one that seems to stand out is necklace recovered. Keep it for leverage over Leroy.
I think Tilly would read all of those and say, so our merchant was an asshole. Now, I can totally understand why someone would have him killed. I'm not saying that's right. I don't think that's the way you should do things in life. However, not a good person. I think that Vera is somewhat right, and we should speak with Brenna. I don't think Brenna hired someone to kill them, though, because I don't know, doesn't give that impression at all that that would be the route that Brenna would take. But I really do think that a smuggler who was involved with a flaming fist, I could see a flaming fist maybe getting mad enough to do something like this. Or if it's someone that they're working with shady people, there's so many people who would hire a guild assassin just to get rid of them.
Also note the Flaming Fist is very known for being corrupt as shit.
Oh no, yeah, that's what I say. I mean, yeah. So just be like, see, so we've got so many different things going on, but I do think that if we had a conversation with Brenna, just to see if we can learn a little bit more, but not accuse Brenna, I think Vera might terrify Brenna if we go that route, and we don't want Brenna to clam up. And I also don't think we should trust our Flaming Fist contact right now.
Is that coin that we found? Is that a flaming fist coin? What was that
No,
coin?
it is a
No,
coin
that's the
marked
guild's
with the
coin.
guild. The guild's emblem.
Okay.
So above table, seeing the coin and kind of the setup, the assumption that we've been going under is that somebody hired like a guild assassin or someone to off the noble for them. Was kind of the assumption, but it might not be either since this has been decoded. It's possible that they maybe just had dealings with the guild, especially if they're smugglers or if they're into smuggling.
Yeah. Well, the journal gives us a lot more leads.
It does. I think it's great. And then Tilly will like hand Gick or whoever the journal to look through her notes she's made in it that look slightly like mad ramblings and just grab the stew and just kind of start shoveling it into her mouth very aggressively because she doesn't have time for food, but she's going to eat because she needs it.
Careful, it's hot.
Oh, yep, it is. It is a bit warm, but I'll be fine. Um, so see, that's what I found.
This thing
Are
about
we
this
going?
necklace is wasn't there a necklace in that jewelry box?
Yeah,
Yes, there
that's a
was.
really expensive one, and Tilly would pull the jewelry box back out of her little like side satchel thing with the rings and the necklace and be like, this one. Um, show the necklace off.
Can I inspect the necklace and see if I recognize anything on it or see what it looks like?
It is a well crafted silver piece inlaid with emeralds.
Do you know if it's magical?
I can see if it's magical. It would take me 10 minutes.
I think we
Uh,
have all the time we need right now.
okay.
Is it something, I guess, just out of curiosity, that Tilly would have been able to decipher when she like checked it last time?
You never cast anything to figure out because he's talking about casting detect magic.
No, yeah. I was just asking before if he wanted to do the ritual. I just used the smith skill to figure out what it was. So, nope.
You didn't see anything ornately magical, but magic can be hidden if they know what they're doing.
Yeah. No, I don't want to stop them from doing it. I just didn't want them to burn a spell or anything if they didn't have to.
Oh no, he's ritual casting.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not going to cost me. It's just 10 minutes. If we have 10 minutes, I pull out my
yeah,
spell
no,
book and my ruby and I begin the incantations.
Gotcha.
Billy's just gonna sit here and eat her stew.
And Briar, what are you up to?
I'm kind of just watching inquisitively, not really, still kind of feeling around a little awkward around the new people. So just waiting to lend a hand if needed.
Also, something to note: you have lost track of Bramble. You don't know where Bramble went.
Bramble is who's familiar?
The wizard who you were originally here with.
What was
Seldrin.
that wizard's name?
Seldrin.
Seltron,
Oh.
okay. Well, the cat's gone. Are we sure Seldrin is clear?
Seldrin's an adventurer that came here with you.
Okay, Seldrin's clear.
Lorian, Astrid, Vera, and Seldrin all arrived here with y'all.
Okay, pardon my stupidity.
So they're all adventurers that were hired to help with the job.
Okay.
Unless he was here and hasn't told anybody and he's here to interrupt the investigation, but it'd probably be helpful for him to actually be here if he were doing that.
Yeah, then Briar's
Yeah.
probably gonna sit down and just be there if anyone needs help.
Fair.
But while the necklace is being looked at, could Tilly just write just like a little note with the important names that we got out of there?
Yeah.
I know Brenna, she'd probably just write down like Brenna had a debt, claiming fifth. You know what I mean? Like she'd just make little, really like short notes, because she would like lean over to Briar to not bother Yak and be like, I'm just going to go pass this on to Vera and Faladar. I'm going to do it in a note, so I'm not super loud, but we won't do anything without the two of you. Do you want to come down when you're ready, when all this is done, and we can go from there?
Sure, I'll stay here for moral support.
Oh, that's wonderful. And you can watch the door. If somebody comes up, you can just hit them with your giant thingy, the stick thing. You can beat people with that if you need to.
I have never done that in my life.
Oh, you should start. It gets points across really quickly if you hit someone really hard. And until you're just gonna like zoom past and head back down the stairs to go speak to, pass the note to the others.
Briar's just gonna sit there, maybe like a little shiver down their spine. He's no people.
Do you do anything, or are you just gonna sit with Yak?
I'm just gonna sit with Yak.
Downstairs we go. As Yak is now upstairs. Briar is now upstairs. And Tilly has come downstairs. But before we get to that, let's check in with Vera and Faladar to see if they've been up to anything. As the rest of your party heads upstairs.
Vera's gonna look towards the bard and the barmaid and sort of take another swig of her wine and be like, "So, neither of you have been on a battlefield before?"
Why would we have been on a battlefield? You hear from the elf woman.
Some people are just more adventurous than others.
Elf.
You know, it's
Give me a second.
the battlefield is chaotic.
Half elf.
She's half elf?
Yeah, she's half elf. I had a feeling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the battlefield is chaotic. Things can change in an instant. 1 second you're fighting for your life, and the next you're crushing an enemy beneath your boot. Soldiers like me, well, I thrive on the chaos, the unpredictability, the variables. But they're not for everybody. Merchants, guards, officials, guilds. She sort of like levels her eyes. They don't really
Okay.
they don't really like variables.
You see the half elf woman kind of nod, give you that look of, this bitch is crazy.
She's
And she just
drunk.
stands up and walks away. She's heading back over to where she was. She's sitting behind the piano now, and she's gonna start
Sid,
playing it.
did I notice anything? Did I notice them act any particular way?
Roll me insight.
Oh, don't let me down. Please give me something. Oh, no, that's so bad. Nope.
Vera,
I don't.
you were going, yeah, I got this, and you saw the look, and you're just like, this bitch is into it, yeah. And then
Nope.
she leaves, playing hard to get.
Okay. And then pop open the drink and just continue chugging it down.
You get a weird look from the Flaming Fist member from behind you, but he doesn't say anything.
Playing murder mystery is not my thing. I much prefer being out there right now, fighting, doing anything. That's about it. That's all. See, I want to see if that would work, but nope.
Alrighty. Balazar. You can see that shit going on.
Paladar kind of just ignores that situation and is mainly just keeping an eye on the noblewoman after the conversation he had last time, which, well, the disaster is he's still keeping an eye out for
Oh
her,
shit.
if just to keep an eye on what they might do, or if they're just here, I don't know, having a drink.
Alrighty. Can I get a perception check? Something you do notice as you're keeping an eye on her, there is a slight blur to her lips, and you can't really see what she's writing.
Must be some kind of damn illusion magic. I sigh at that, but I do keep an eye on them for the moment.
So you two just big chilling?
Pretty much watching Vera kind of drop the ball at dating and keeping an eye on the noble.
Oh, I wasn't trying to date. I was trying to see if I catch a bit of fear out of them, but nah.
It sounded like you were flirting.
Ah.
One thing
That's how you
you'll
phrased
do
it.
see is
I'm
Brenna
sorry.
does eventually. Oop. Go ahead, Tim.
I just wanted to say I think it's now too late. It's canon that Bear is trying to date people in the tavern.
Damn it.
So sorry about that.
But something you'll do notice is Brenna does eventually leave after a little bit, taking up a bowl and heading past Drake out the door this way. She has 2 bowls.
Touching on fingers. 1, 2.
Faladar will get up from his seat and maybe walk behind, maybe keep an eye on what they were doing and where they may be going.
As you're getting up and walking out, you do see she actually returns before you're able to get over there. Oh, I know. Is there something you?
I get back in.
And you walk away from her, and she's like, oh, okay.
Well, you said it. Well, you said before I got there, so I wouldn't have been able to move to that location.
Yeah, no, you were over there. You were just about to reach the door when she comes back through.
Nothing. I'm just going out for some air. As soon as I proceed to walk outside.
All right. Heading out to the main door.
Yeah, I kind of look like I was walking. I make it look like I was just taking the other way of walking around here. And when I see her come back in, I just continue my path down towards the main door.
Let me get a perception check from Vera.
Okay. Fuck.
Vera's fucking drunk. I don't fucking hear anything. As they are already sloshed. As she heads back behind the bar. Tilly. You have just come downstairs.
Yeah, Tilly's just gonna very crazy looking zoom over and I guess
As you're walking over, you can
I
tell
think
Vera is already deep in their cup.
she's gonna look at Vera for a second and go, nope, and zoom over to Faladar and say, oh hi,
You
quick
just
second if you
catch
have
the
it.
back end of Faladar going outside.
Yeah, you see me heading outside for the
Faladar
moment.
going to sit for a second and semi roll her eyes and just think to herself, is anyone in here taking this seriously besides me? Because the others are upstairs. So should probably kind of just take a moment. And my question is, the names on the list, is there anyone else from that list that that we know name wise is in this bar, or just Brenna so far? I know we've gotten a few names. I honestly don't remember them.
You do remember Brenna mentioning both Ellis and Lyra. Ellis is the young woman who has been assisting the barmaid, Brenna,
Okay.
and Lyra is the bar.
Okay.
Not the bar, the bard. She's over behind the.
Okay. Um, hmm,
You heard both of those names from Brenna.
okay. All right. Then Kelly is going to, I think, just take a beat and probably look at, um, look over at Vera and go, Vera, how long do you intend to be intoxicated tonight?
I don't know.
Okay,
Racking
well, that is
both of my brain cells trying to figure this stuff out. I ain't exactly.
mm,
What was
mhm,
that investigator's name? I kill people for
mm,
a living. I don't find people who
mm.
killed.
Yeah, you're doing your best, and that's really good. Okay, well then I am, I think, going to go ahead and wait for the others to finish upstairs. Probably our best option right now,
Yeah.
I think.
Paladar will walk up to you and kind of just whisper into your ear what he's noticed, mainly the barkeep walking out with the extra bowls of food, and the fact that the noblewoman is using some kind of illusion to keep whatever she's saying and writing down hidden from everyone else around her.
Oh, I honestly did not realize that was back in. I totally thought when they said you left that like you'd left the whole building and you
Oh, he
weren't here
did.
anymore. I apologize.
He walked
He
outside, went,
Okay.
this air tastes funny. Came back inside, apparently.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I didn't realize
Yeah, I
that
just
you
went
were
out for
back
a
in. So,
yeah,
okay.
I just went out for a second, and then I see you talking with Vera, and I walk up to you both.
Blue smelled the
Okay.
plot. He's not going to
Then
look over
Tilly.
me.
It seemed
Oh,
like
hang on.
mostly just because he didn't.
Go
Oh, I
ahead,
was gonna
Tilly.
say above.
Because she was saying, then we'll get back to Bear.
Uh, Tilly would just try and like wants to pass the note with the information to Faladar and say, "This is what I found out so far. Um, don't know if I'm supposed to share this super loud yet or not, but this is the information of the names that might be interesting."
I kind of just like look it over, I nod, and then I like turn it to the other side, and I just kind of write down what few observations I've had down here. Before I pass it back
Then
to you.
if okay, uh, Tilly would probably nod and then just be like, "Well, the others are supposed to be back down soon," and just I guess kind of hang out until the spell is done upstairs and everybody else is able to make it because she doesn't want to, run everyone off yet, or she doesn't want to make a bunch of calls without knowing where they're supposed to be on things, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Is there anything else you would like to do?
Um, if that are yeah, read the note and found it helpful or whatever, that would be plenty for Tilly.
Now, it's
Just kind of
Paladar Paladar nods, understanding from what he read, and is impressed with what they're able to accomplish. He's tried to stay down and analyze the people, but clearly that was bearing little fruit.
It doesn't help. They can see you sitting there and know you're the investigator.
Hey, no, Faladar hasn't really said anything about that, though. Having Vera nearby is not helping.
No, I meant that like they know you're adventurers. Everybody in this room knows what you're here to do. They know why they're being kept. So you've got the sign of strain on everybody, but it's still pretty early. So, what would you like to do? Would you like to go check in on the others, or are you just going to wait for them to come down?
I know I'm going to sound like a bit of a dummy, but did Tilly tell the others to come downstairs when they were done?
I
No.
think so.
Thought so, but
I don't think so, but they might come
oh,
find
I
you
thought
anyway.
I'm sorry, no, Tilly would go back up if she didn't. I thought as a player, I thought that I said when you're done, come downstairs. But I very well probably just thought that and didn't actually do it. So then, yeah, Tilly would go back up there. She'd take what Faladar wrote down, I guess, and zoom back up and just kind of before she goes look at Vera and be like, Vera, be better, and then just speed off to go upstairs.
It doesn't take much longer before you are able to finish the detect magic spell. And dear Yek, you have discovered that no, this necklace is not enchanted.
Okay.
You do get a little magic coming off of Briar, and you get a little magic coming off yourself.
Okay. I'm gonna get up and
You
go
do.
to the room of the crime while I have detect magic up and
Okay.
see if there's anything magical in that room.
Not that you notice.
I'll go give the others an update.
Oh, I'm just gonna go down with you.
Oh, okay.
I want to see if there's anything magical downstairs while I have the spell up.
Could be.
Alrighty. As you are coming through, one moment. Sorry about that. I got attacked, but we are back now. I also realized it's a bad way to say that. I just choked. I'm fine. We're back on it now. As yet, you are coming down, and you don't get a lot of magic, but what you do get, other than the other adventurers who you expect at least some magic to come from, you do get magic coming off in waves from the noblewoman to your south.
Can I tell what school of magic it is?
I don't think it's. Let me read the spell real quick. I need to make sure. You get some abjuration, some illusion, and some divination.
I see.
And she is completely sheathed in magic. It's almost as if there is a bubble around her.
Wow. I kind of move across the room and quietly let the party know what I discovered about her.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
I tell Vera.
Vera. Good.
Okay, hang on. We got a lot of background noise.
It's blue.
Blue, you
My
good?
bad.
Okay, there we go.
My bad. I just had to move it. I didn't. It was close to my fan. I just moved my mic.
Alrighty. What will the party do?
Julie still wants to get everyone into like a room that we can just speak one more time. So um, she would probably ask Brenna if it's okay if we use the kitchen one more time or a room we could all fit in since the rooms upstairs are small.
Sure, I'll need to get Alice first, but no need to worry. As she
You're
steps
just
out
so
through the door.
kind.
Why does she need to
Gonna
get
go-
Alice for, huh? Why is she so concerned about us not talking to her?
Very,
excuse me.
very. You've had
I'm gonna
enough to
slide
drink.
this
Calm
way.
down.
Ah,
Yeah.
Too many
I was
voices
gonna
at
say,
once.
yeah.
Hawkeye, then Blue, then back to Bear.
Briar, yeah, do either of you have like something you can use on Vera to sober her up? Do you have like a magic thing you could use that would maybe make her stop being as belligerent as she is?
Oh, Briar will nod and shift through their bag, and when Vera isn't looking, will drop a little something into their drink, and when they drink again, basically casting lesser restoration.
As Vera, you feel the cloud of drink burn away. And your mind is once again clear.
way to ruin the fun. Wait,
We
they got a self-cleansing drink? Huh. And she said she had no special drinks. Sort of shake it off and follow the rest of the party.
should I tell her that it was me?
Really just
No,
shakes her head no.
You're
no.
good.
All right.
Uh,
Are you
Then
jumping the
I
bar
guess
yet?
back over to the kitchen.
I
Oh gosh.
thought we
Jump.
were going to the kitchen. I didn't know it was the kitchen.
Nope, Tilly
The kitchen
squared
is
over Ellis.
I did sorry, I couldn't my thing kept going after I'd stopped. Millie just smiles at both of them. Hello again.
I know. You see Ellis looks like she looks like a nervous mess, but she's being comforted by Brenna as she asks Ellis to go check in on Torben as she heads off this way, going through that door over there. She opens the door for you, and then you see Brenna turn on her heat and head back through the same door.
Thank you.
You can see Brenna definitely has some kind of motherly attitude towards the young girl.
what's our plan?
Um, well, once everyone gets in, we'll close the door and we'll discuss. Has anybody seen the cat?
Last
No,
I saw it, it was a. I don't even remember when I last saw it.
The last saw is when y'all saw it here. It never came upstairs with you.
Well, let's have more important things to do. Um, okay. Vera, you're sober now?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, let's just work together as a group and not get shit faced in the middle of an investigation. That just doesn't work good for anybody, okay?
Well, I mean, not much else I can do unless she needs somebody stabbed. I'm not
Do you really
exactly.
think you're that stupid?
Well, I'm stumped on what this stuff is because I think it's what's her face, Brenna, the barkeep, but can't just go making accusations without evidence. And damn it, we've got nothing to really show for it. No murder, almost no murder weapon, no. Like,
I mean,
we got so many different people with motive.
we'll.
Vera, you haven't even let me go over what I decoded in the journal yet. You sat downstairs and got shit faced while we were finding clues still. That
Well, I was
seems counterintuitive.
well, I was trying to spook them into something by mentioning the guild, and well, I guess it came off as I was trying to hit on them or something. I walk as I pace back and forth. I'm gonna take a look at the door again.
Okay.
Is it still locked?
It is not.
I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit and give the door a quick open.
That opens easy. As you see a pantry, food storage.
Hello, Caesar.
As you're in a kitchen.
Hmm.
Okay.
I will say when I followed the scent of the um fabric, it led me to the docks. I don't know if
Okay.
that means
Well,
anything.
not sure yet. I do know that, according to the book, what I decoded is Brenna has a bit of a debt towards the one who died, was considering forfeiture. I don't know what that means. We also know that the merchant was into smuggling. We do know someone named Dalen, who right now isn't that important. I don't think it could be a liability. There's a flaming fist who is involved, and it does say to make sure that Ellis doesn't talk, which might be why Ellis is so incredibly nervous right now because was maybe getting, I don't know, intimidated, mistreated, bribed, threatened, so on and so forth. And then our bard down there evidently found a necklace, or they recovered a necklace from her, assuming the very nice necklace, and that leverage is being kept over their head. The one thing that I'm wondering, the noble person, and above table, did Yek let us know about detecting the magic on the noble woman?
Yes,
Yes.
I let
But a
everybody know.
quick
Okay.
note. You said you don't know what
Mhm.
forfeiture is?
Oh, I
I
do.
no, I was saying if I know what forfeiture means. I just didn't know if like they meant like forfeiture, like the gold was for the bar, or you know what I mean, like
Okay,
what
in
they
that
were
way.
going to
Okay.
be.
I just wanted to
What
make
we're
sure we
going
were
to be.
Yeah,
mixing
I don't know
information.
exactly. Oh no, yeah, I know. I mean, I just don't know. It didn't really list what was going to be forfeit, so I don't know what exactly they were going to have to forfeit for it or give over. Um,
Okay.
yeah. Then I think Tilly would add the thing I'm interested in. I do think that we need to talk to Brenna and Ellis and to L'Oreal, but the thing I'm really interested in, if this noble woman is down there and just is completely covered in all of this magic and some of it's illusionary, is that really who we're seeing? What we think we're seeing, this noble woman, or is this somebody in disguise who is possibly making people in here more nervous or less likely to talk because of who they are?
I would say that I think the noble woman is a spy.
Well, I'm
The
wondering, is
Fae?
the noble woman someone else?
Is that what you're referring to?
I'm sorry.
The Fae?
The where the illusion magic was coming from.
Yeah, I'm just making sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Uh, oh, I couldn't tell if she. There was no way to tell what kind of spell it was, like what the actual spell was.
No. You would have need to hear the casting of it, how it's cast, and all that kind of information. You can only tell. I mean, if you go cast identify, but you need to
No,
touch
no.
and you need the pearl.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna do that right in front.
But yeah, we're gonna go touch the noble woman and see how that goes
Mhm.
for us.
Tilly is gonna go punch her in the face, see what happens. And I think Tilly would suggest, what do we think about having Brenna and Ellis come in here and talk to us at the same time? They seem like a mother-daughter type setup. I don't know if they're related, but Ellis might be more willing to talk if Brenna's around, and Brenna might be more willing to talk if Alice is around. Um, just try and figure out more information from them, or we could try and get the noblewoman on her own. I could try and talk to the noblewoman or Briar or Yek. I don't think any of us have spoken to her yet. What do we think we should do?
Um,
I think we should
go ahead.
divide and conquer. Maybe Brenna and Ellis would feel a little intimidated by all of us in the same room.
Think that's a good idea. And I don't think Vera should be the one to talk to Brenna and Ellis because I think hitting on them and leading them to think that you want to beat them up at the same time is really confusing. And you probably just have them both really confused by you. And then you
If
got
you
really
want, I
drunk
can.
afterwards.
If you want, I can speak with them.
I think that'd be great. You are quite calming in presence, Paladar.
I try my best.
Mhm. Just this massive guy with like horns. It's so calming to be around. Um, okay, well, um, who wants to go where? How do we? I know we have one, two, three, four different people to talk to. I just think that speaking with Brenna and Ellis together might make them feel more comfortable. We don't want them to think that they're in trouble because I don't think they're the ones who did it. I think that they might be being held here or they're stuck in a situation against their will. I think this merchant being an asshole, had a lot of control over people and was exerting it. And maybe that's what's with the woman cast in magic. I'm not sure. I don't know. But maybe being nice to them isn't a bad approach. Sounds like a lot of them are being forced into a bad spot.
I could
Oh,
talk to
and
the
I forgot.
noblewoman.
I love that. I also forgot. I don't know which flaming fist is the contact, so it could be the one we're in contact with. It's the corrupt one. So we might want to just be careful around them.
All
Maybe
right.
speak with Alice and Brenna, not with the fist nearby.
Yes,
Does anyone want to come with me in case things go bad?
of course. I will go with you. You are going to question the noblewoman.
Yes. I'm not
Okay.
sure what I'm going to say yet, but that's
Okay. I,
You'll do
I
great.
I will accompany you.
and then Vera maybe question the flaming fist.
Actually, someone's got to
Wait,
question that bard also.
I was gonna say, what if we what if we skip the flaming fist for right now? Vera, what if you spoke with the bard again? Just try to be, somewhat private and say you know about the necklace and see if you can maybe get the bard to open up. But for everyone, if you go out there, I would be leery of the one that Briar and Yak are gonna talk to and the flaming fist. Paladar, if you're okay, I could stay with you while you speak with Brenna and Alice.
Works for me.
Mm.
Perfect. I would say we could use a code word to call each other, but I assume if a fight breaks out, either scream really loud or throw a table.
Well, I
I
can
don't think I'm
message.
strong enough for that.
I can message.
If a fight breaks out, you'll hear a violent explosion of thunder. That's usually a good sign.
Yeah, you'll hear it. But if it's downstairs, I can message upstairs for sure. If
So
it's
you guys said
upstairs,
something about smuggling, yeah?
uh,
The,
Well,
the journal said that
you,
the smuggling operation profits are up 15% this month.
gonna like lean back and peek through the door at the barrels. You think some of those goods might be the smuggled goods in there? It was locked before.
the food.
That's a good point.
Do you think
Should we?
maybe that's why Briar had the smell to the dock is because they smuggle in and out of the docks?
I mean, if
Possibly.
that's one of the best ways you're gonna get things smuggled in, and say perhaps illegal substances. If it was just a
Yeah,
pantry, they wouldn't have any need to keep it locked while we are here.
Well, we
I'm
could
not
take a
often
look.
right on things, but I would say look, but wouldn't you think that they would maybe keep the pantry locked so people don't come steal the food?
Maybe, but I'm not exactly
Eric,
keen on going back to the woman.
roll me a quick intelligence check.
Who me?
Farah.
Oh,
Okay, let's hope this actually goes well. Hmm.
Farah, you don't think the
Hey,
door was locked when y'all first got here. You think the door was locked when a certain barmaid ran through this same door and then locked it behind her.
Oh,
And it was still locked when you checked it.
oh. Is there any way to get out of this room
No,
other than that door?
not
oh
that you
wait.
can see.
So
The
She
pantry.
ran in here and locked herself in
Mhm.
yeah, why would she lock herself in to the pantry?
while you were in this other room. She
Yeah,
ran.
she was
She
she
ran
was in
by.
here the entire time we were talking about the contents of the journal.
Mm,
I should
oh,
also remind you she went
hmm,
in there after I believe you threatened her. Or you came on, I don't remember exactly if
hmm.
it was a threat or if you came on really
I
strong. She
I
got
was
nervous, jumped, and then ran in there.
yeah, I was trying to be persuasive, and I was asking her if somebody was threatening her, and she said, "Nope, nope, everything's good," and ran away.
Yeah, you were pushing hard. She ran in here, locked the door, because you also were in between her and the other entrance.
I
And
wasn't trying to block her, but
It's
okay.
just you were whether or not you were trying to or not, you were still in between her and the door.
It makes me sound like an asshole.
I mean, that's just how scared people act. They're not going to charge you to try to bowl you over to get through the door.
Well,
And if it's helpful though, Vera, I hadn't decoded the journal when we were in here and the room was locked before, except for the name Brenna. So she might have told Brenna about that, but they wouldn't know that we know all the other stuff, unless, of course, they're out in the hallway listening, which is also fine because we're going to talk to all of them anyways. And I think they're going to end up knowing kind of what we know. Um, you know,
yeah.
All right, so what are we going to try and get out of the noble woman?
I think since you're both good with magic, um, maybe just try and figure out if she is who she appears to be. And I mean that like, literally, like, is she,
Illusions.
Yek said it's illusionary magic. I'm not that great with magic. I just know a little bit, but maybe it's not a noble woman. Maybe it's someone different. And you will have Vera out there with you, who is a fighter, a soldier, in fact. So if something goes wrong, you have a fighter like a actual, a fighter. You both do magic. We would have Brenna and Ellis back here in the kitchen with us to stay away from any crazy fire. And hopefully Vera could, if need be, throw the bard out the door to the side if something breaks out. And Faladar and I could come and help. I'm not saying
Right.
that's what'll happen. I was just thinking if we need to go that route, if we have, I think the less people in the room, the better. Does that sound okay?
that sounds
So,
great.
sounds okay to me.
Vera, are you okay to speak with your bard friend again about the necklace? I think it's this necklace. Did you want to take it with you? Pulls the
Uh,
necklace out again.
all right. I'll go and embarrass myself again.
Do you
Unless you
maybe
would
want to
rather.
try and bring the bard in the hallway some so you don't like show the neck or don't show the necklace to everyone? Maybe is what I was thinking.
Yeah, just flash it
All right.
and stay within you know, within eye shot of us, just in case something goes down. We can all see each other.
All right.
Um,
And
Briar off
Felder,
all.
if I go knock, Felder, if I knock on the back of the bar where they've come in and out just to bring Anna and Ellis back here, is that good for you?
Mhm. Guess we're splitting up now.
Yep.
Really? Well, we're just in another room, right? We're close by.
Yeah.
All right.
Briar's going to start heading to the noble woman.
Sounds good.
All right. Blue, can you hear us okay, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I asked if you're good if we try and bring the two in here. I just want to make sure we didn't lose you.
Oh yeah, no, I can hear. Sorry, I didn't hear you call my name. Yeah, I'm good with bringing them in here.
Okay. Tilly was just gonna try and knock on the door to the bar over here because I think one went out one door and one went back into the bar
No, they
area.
both went out through the bottom door into the bar.
This door right here or
Yep, the
this
south
one
door.
over here? Sorry,
They both went into
this
the
one.
south
Okay.
door.
Then all right. I will let you go in whatever order, but Tilly's plan is just to knock on it to see if she can ask them to come back.
I mean, they're all walking into the same room, so. Where's Faladar going? Faladar just staying the foot there.
Tilly was gonna try and bring Brenna and Ellis back to Faladar in the kitchen. That was the only reason why I went to this specific door, because Faladar was gonna be the one to speak with them. Tilly's just gonna be there for support.
What do you mean? Tilly never left the room.
Yeah, I did.
Your
We all
pitch
left the
bird's
kitchen.
being dumb again.
That was a refresh.
Blue and doors.
Doors are our biggest enemy in D&D, I think.
My current enemy is the fact that my roll 20 hits me.
All right. So, who would like to go first out of the three groups? Tilly and Faladar, Vera, or Yek and Briar?
I'm okay with getting ours out of the way.
Okay, sure.
All right, bet.
Tilly, you poke your head in through the door to find Brenna standing behind the bar still.
I'm just gonna slide. Imagine it's just your head, but just be able to see. Tilly just goes, "Excuse me, Brenna. Could we borrow you just for 5 minutes, real quick?"
Of course. Lara, can you watch the bar for me?
Just kind of.
Yeah. This girl's gonna go behind the bar.
Brenna, I need you to get Ellis. Also, we need to just speak with you both in the kitchen. It's very important.
It might be a little bit before
Please.
Ellis is able to speak. If you need to talk to me, it'd be the best to do it on our own. And the kitchen's not the best place, if you follow me.
Wait, I think that Ellis doesn't necessarily have to say anything, but I think Ellis would feel a lot better if all of us did it together and not alone. I think that
you she won't.
Vera scared Ellis a lot earlier.
Indeed, she's currently calming down. If you give her a little bit longer, she'll have time to calm. She's out with Torben, tending to the horses.
No idea who Torben is, but I think Faladar's in the kitchen if you want to wave Faladar over, because Faladar was going to come with.
I exit the kitchen.
As she leads you this way and unlocks this door over here. As she takes a seat and offers you seats on the other couches. No. What can I help you with?
Well,
Tilly
we
will
just have some.
oh, there.
What?
No, go Blue. Sorry, I didn't know if you could hear. Go crazy.
Okay. We do apologize about this, but we do have some questions about. But we do have some questions. How much money did you owe this? How much money did you owe this person?
I don't know what you mean.
We know that you owed him something of a substantial amount of money. We are wondering what was he going to take if you couldn't pay up.
What makes you think I am money to Farron?
We decoded the journal.
What journal?
His.
Surprise! It was in his room.
His journal had his money owed to him, and yours was listed.
Is that so?
Yes. We're not here to accuse you or anything, but you are our current main suspect.
Roll me either intimidation or persuasion. I'm not sure which route you're trying to go here. Because you're doing both.
I'm not trying to intimidate them. I'm trying to calmly just speak with them about this and say, like, I'm trying to be like, if sort of a way of both giving them an out and a way of just trying to speak to them in a relaxing tone, not like I'm going to like call the cops on you. And like I'm not gonna like I'm immediately gonna report you in or anything.
Feldar, you are
Right.
the
And
cops.
oh fucking damn it.
Like straight up. And you went, we think you murdered somebody. You're the main suspect of a murder.
Damn, I have expertise too, and I still got I have a fucking 2.
uh,
It,
do you have
uh,
MVP or anything? Try reroll?
Val,
I got nothing.
we never figured out who was MVP last time because people logged off early, so I don't know if we ever did the final vote.
Oh, let me double check that real quick. Alrighty.
Fuck.
We are back. As she looks, you see when you say you're the main suspect right now. You see the face kind of harden a little bit. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, excuse me, sorry. I was choking on my hair. It's very long. Um, I think what Aldar is trying to say is you're not our main suspect right now. We don't actually have a main suspect. I mean, we might, but we don't. Maybe. I don't know. Um, it's more the idea that in the notebook, the journal that your patron kept, it originally looked just like a wine list and what wine they liked, which, by the way, the weird purple glittery wine, I really want to know what that is. Um, but they had mentioned some folks, and we had wanted to speak with you and Ellis because we were thinking that the two of you might be in a situation that is out of your control. Perhaps you two and maybe your bard are have been forced into things against your want by the merchant who was murdered. I'm not saying that meant that you had them murdered or that you murdered them. We're just trying to figure out what's really going on here and knowing that they were going to possibly do some forfeiture on you. We don't know what that was, and that they were doing things to keep Ellis silent, and Ellis looks terrified of everything. Figured we would maybe just speak with you, you know, as best we can.
Roll me a disadvantage persuasion check. You can attempt to spend hero
Trying to
points to even it
persuade her to
out,
do it.
but you know, Faladar's giving you a
I mean,
disadvantage, unfortunately.
I'm negative in charisma anyways, but I'll use a hero point just to make it a normal roll. I got a couple
Okay, I
of
completely misunderstood what we're doing. I thought he was our main suspect.
no, 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 no. Yep, that feels right. That feels right.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
God fucking damn it.
Alrighty. I don't know what kind of lies Farron has been writing. I have nothing to do with him. Now, you said there was a wine? As you can see, she
Mhm.
is absolutely on the defensive. She is very bristled, but
Yeah, there was a wine. It's the one I brought to you earlier, the purple, like sparkly wine, the one we talked about, or I'd asked about, right? It
hmm,
was her that we asked about it briefly, and
I think I got
I didn't.
distracted. Um,
We had the wine. I thought we asked her about it, but maybe we didn't. Now I honestly can't
I don't
remember.
think you ever did.
Apologies. Okay. Um, well, I placed the cup somewhere. I don't know where the cup was left at. I know that Tilly brought it downstairs. Um, it was in the merchant's room. It's a purple wine with glitter in it, and I'm not the biggest wine drinker, but it's not very common that one sees wine like that. So I thought maybe it was something special. Um, do you carry purple sparkly wine,
It was probably winter
like
wine.
glitter wine? Winter
And I had a
wine.
taste for it.
Ooh. Is it any good?
It is. It's a dessert wine. You see, she goes over here and goes through the bottles before taking one off the shelf and showing it to you.
Wonderful. Um, Brennan, could I show you something? Would you be okay to sit down? I won't do anything, but I will reach in my bag. I was just going to grab something out of my bag, if that's okay.
Of course. And you see, she puts the wine
Okay.
bottle back.
Um, then Tilly is just going to take the journal thing out of her bag and kind of unfold it to show and be like, while you were making that delicious dinner, it was really good, by the way. I inhaled that soup. It was hot. I didn't even care that it burnt my mouth a bit. Um, I decoded all of this. It took me a little while, but I went through it, and this is what I found.
As you do
And this
say
is the
that, you see
information.
she steps out
Mhm,
for a moment. Do you all stop
mhm.
her at all?
I think Tilly, no, Tilly wouldn't stop her. Her theory is if she goes running out the door screaming, the others know, all ready to watch for a fight.
There, you see
Or
Brenna
she might try and
briefly
kill us.
return, get something from under the bar, and then leave again. As she
Could I?
marches right up to you, Tilly,
Mhm.
and she hands you a small bottle. Drink.
Are you going to, I mean, well, okay. Theodore, if she kills me, just, I don't know, do something about it. And sure, Tilly will drink it.
You feel
Don't worry.
immediately after starting the drink, it's kind of a little bit thicker of a drink, but it's got a little bit of a sweet
Mm.
flavor, but it immediately starts to soothe the aches from earlier where the hot stew burnt your mouth a little bit. Foolish children always rushing about.
Oh,
She
it was
shakes
good
her head
too.
and sits down.
It's like
Yes, dear, and you'll be able to enjoy it more if you don't scarf it down.
I sometimes get very excited when I'm figuring things out and I just have to hurry through everything. My brain just kind of goes really fast sometimes. Can't help it.
Hmm. She shakes her head.
Yes, this is the journal that we found, and this is what I decoded. I am positive that it is correct. This is what we found, and this is what it says. And we'll just, yeah, like I said, let Brenna see what was decoded.
If she's going to look over it quietly,
So we're not worried about you and Ellis and L'Oreal having been the ones who did it. We're just more worried that you're all in a bad situation that you're not safe in. And so we wanted to speak with you all privately and hope that we could help get you out of that situation and find out who actually did this. We learned that he was an asshole. Totally get that. Not a good person. Um, But we still have to figure out who killed him. You know, that's kind of what we have to do. So that's what we're doing.
I get. Are you asking anything of her, or
Tilly right now is more trying to get her to trust us so she'll speak to us and let Ella speak to us that she went on the defensive so strong.
you see as she's reading it over, she's quiet. The first part furrows her brow a little bit, where you see her own name. But as she's continuing to read it, you see her brow furrow even further as a look of great concern flashes across her face for just a moment.
So yeah, Falador was just trying to kind of chat with you and ask some questions. Are you okay to talk with Faladar? Very nice, very calming presence. I think I just gave the information to him incorrectly and got a bit confused. And so we were just in a bit of a mess in the beginning. I move too fast sometimes. That happens. Hence the burnt mouth.
You see, she is incredibly distracted at
Crap.
the moment, as if her mind is racing and she's not really listening to you at the moment.
Shit, the situation's going downhill.
Um, I think it might be getting better than it was for a minute there. Things might have, I mean, maybe she just needs a few minutes to take it in.
Perhaps this is oh great. Emotions. This just made the job harder.
Mo- most living things have emotions, Faladar.
I know it's annoying.
There's that calming presence. Not doing so good.
Eh, when you try to help people, emotion is the greatest thing that can get in the way.
Um, well, but being honest doesn't hurt anything, right?
Eh, honesty is good until it gets in the way of doing the right thing.
Um, but don't you have to be honest to do the right thing?
I've learned two things in life. You can either be the person who helps people or the person who is right. You can't do this. You can't be the same thing. It's like
Uh,
it's like
what
you
are
can be everyone's
you?
friend. I'm the one who tries to help people. I am the one who tries to help people even from themselves.
Okay.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, that sounds good. I think that, uh, I think it's just important to, do things in the most logical way possible and efficient way possible. And I don't think it's great to be a liar. That doesn't really do anything good for anyone, right?
Something that you notice when this conversation is going, just out of the corner of your eye, Tilly, you see Brenna has now covered her mouth, and she is now leaning forward so you can no longer see much of her face. As her bangs are now in the way of her eyes, and her hand is covering her mouth.
Is she moving at all? Like, does it look
She's
like
still
she's
in the
crying or
chair.
anything or laughing or?
Doesn't look like she's laughing. Can we get an insight?
Uh, sure,
Got everyone?
sure,
Yeah.
that's a insight. Oh, yeah, super
I feel like
strong
I
skill of
know
mine.
what that is
Oh,
for.
good rolls.
I got another two.
The dice love us.
All right, be prepared for bloodshed.
But you're
Oh,
not
he
really
just
sure
looks at
what she's
Faladar. Why?
doing. You
What?
can see her shoulders are
Mm,
moving a little bit. Um,
mm.
but she seems to mostly be covering her face.
All right, what is it? What did you find?
You can see the note is on the table in front of her.
There's a note on the table.
Yeah, the one you just handed her with the
Oh, okay.
What?
The thing.
yeah. She had set it down beforehand, so she didn't steal it or anything.
Really thought Faladar was better with emotions than I am, Brenna. I'm going to be honest with you. Emotions are uncomfortable for me. Uh, so, okay. And Tilly's just going to lean over and hug her because she assumes that that is what people want when they seem distressed. Just try and give her a hug. Be
As
like,
you do,
here
you
you
start
go.
to feel he is shaking. And now that you've gotten closer, you're kind of hearing her mumble something.
Brenna, I don't know, the most awkward hug ever. Is this helping you feel better?
She seems completely lost in something else.
Can I
I
hear what she's saying, or can Tilly like look at Faladar and be like, "I think she's trying to say something. Can you hear her? Maybe can you get it? Can you
Tilly
I
would
bring
be
grabbed
your
able to get
brain or
close enough.
something?"
I grabbed the journal. She put on the journal, so I grab it and see what see like the part where she was reading.
I mean, the only thing that was written there is because the journal itself is encrypted. The part that she was reading was the translation.
Let's see.
Can Tilly
Look,
hear what she's mumbling so she can
Roll me
tell
perception.
Faladar, or Tilly's spells? At least that's better than it's been.
You hear it's really hard to hear because it's mumbled and you're not really catching any of it for the most part, but you do hear something along the lines broken up in what sounds like a little bit of a sob. Why didn't you tell me? Did it really get that far?
Um, uh, so Tilly's going to repeat that to Faladar, kind of verbatim, and say, I'm assuming that it's about Ellis because that's the one she's most motherly with. D- I don't know if we're going to get anything more out of Brenna. Uh, do you want me to stay with Brenna while you go either maybe to help the others or try and find Ellis? I don't know what to do. She is crying and it is really uncomfortable for me.
all right. Saladar's gonna try one last try. He literally just stands up and walks over to her, and just he tries to have a look and just like, while I don't fully understand your situation, I understand that you were going through something that requires help. I apologize for the accusation I gave earlier. We will help you as much as we can, but we can't help you unless you tell us. If it involves the others, let us help you and protect them before anything else happens. As I try to persuade her.
Are you just standing over?
I stand I kneel down to look I kneel down to her so I'm looking up at her.
Alrighty. Roll me an advantage persuasion.
Alright, if I fail this, I'm gonna be pissed. Oh thank
That's
God.
27. That's a good roll. He, he, he was getting pushy towards Ellis. I didn't think. I didn't. She said it wasn't anything important that thing that she could handle it. But he might have done something. If he wanted to keep her quiet about something, what have you got to? As she is fully breaking down. And you don't really hear much more after that.
I double check over the journal, and then I remember the part that says like, meeting with a flaming fist, contact tomorrow night. Ensure Ellis doesn't talk. Oh crap. Tilly, if you want, do you wish to stay with her, or do you want to head out? Because I got a feeling we may need to go deal with the flaming fist.
Um, I don't. Brenna, do you want me to stay with you? Do you want one of us to go find Ellis? What do you want us to do? I don't want. She's crying a lot. I don't know
His
what to do.
face and hands completely broken down at this point.
Uh,
Look, she's useless right now. Let's go outside and go handle this.
You see her flinch
uh,
really hard at that.
don't
All
think
right, let's go.
she's useless. I think she's upset. Brenna, where did you say Ellis went? I'm kind of worried about Ellis now.
All you get is the word Torben.
The word what? Sorry.
Torben.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Brenna, we're gonna go try and take care of Ellis and make sure everyone stays safe. Okay? Will you like maybe lock the door behind us so no one can get in if you want? Um, and you just scream really loud if you need us. We'll come running. Okay?
She doesn't respond.
Awkwardly get up. That's all right. Tilly's gonna just awkwardly get up and follow Faladar out the door. Faladar, I think that Alice went to do the horses with Torvit.
All right, let's go.
Do we tell the others or just leave them out there? If we go outside, we might not be able to hear them.
Why don't you head over there for now? I'll go and I'll inform the others.
And as
Okay.
Beladar and Tilly head out, one going to the others, one going to hunt down this Torben. As we are pretty much at time, I'm going to go and end it here. That was a good session, you guys. We're finally starting to get a little progress under our feet, but I'm looking forward to seeing what y'all discover in the coming session. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us, and for those listening in, I thank you for listening in, and I hope you stick with us to see just how bad things have gotten and what this victim was actually up to. Y'all have a good night. Bye.